Bill Gates in Beijing to have first meeting with Xi since 2015. Germany sounds alarm on China's threat to global security. Chinese arrested in Hong Kong over anti-US graffiti at US Consulate. Taiwan released manual detailing items people need to prepare if attacked by CCP's military.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates updated on his Twitter and Weibo that he had arrived in Beijing on June 14th. According to Reuters, Gates will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping this Friday. This encounter will mark Xi's first meeting with a foreign entrepreneur. Sources say this could be a one-on-one meeting. Gates tweeted that he would be meeting with longtime partners working on global health and development challenges with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in Beijing. This is Gates' first visit to Beijing since 2019. Chinese authorities handling media queries declined Reuters' request for comment on the meeting. Several foreign CEOs have visited China since the country reopened earlier this year, but they mostly meet government ministers. In March, Premier Li Qiang met with a group of foreign CEOs, including Apple's Tim Cook. Reuters said Tesla's Elon Musk met with Deputy Premier Ding Xuexiang last month. Chinese newspaper IT Home reports that China is an important strategic partner for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to achieve its global goals. The last reported meeting between Xi and Gates was in 2015, on the sidelines of the Boao Forum in Hainan province. In early 2020, Xi wrote a letter of thanks to Gates and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for their $5 million pledge to support in the country's fight against COVID-19. After the news of Bill Gates' arrival in Beijing was announced, Microsoft's stock price increased slightly by 0.55%, and its latest market value is US $2.5 trillion. In a bold move reflecting a shifting focus from economic interests to geopolitics, Germany unveiled its first national security strategy on June 14th, warning of the growing threat posed by China to global security. According to Reuters, this strategic shift comes after Russia's invasion of Ukraine and underscores Germany's concerns about Beijing's assertiveness in Asia and its use of economic power for political gains. The newly released strategy document accuses the Chinese regime of aggressively seeking supremacy in Asia while leveraging its economic might to achieve its geopolitical objectives. The document outlines the key threats perceived by Germany, ranging from climate change to disruptions in global supply chains. It also includes specific policy measures, such as a commitment to increase defense spending and establishing a dedicated agency to combat cyber attacks. Despite the strategy's comprehensive coverage, analysts note that it is not surprising that it does not prioritize threats and omits some major issues, such as Taiwan. Chancellor Olaf Scholz hailed the document as a significant departure in Germany's approach to security policy. During the strategy's presentation, he emphasized the shift from a military strategy to an integrated security concept. Scholz added that a more detailed China strategy would be available soon. The document emphasizes the importance for Germany to decrease its reliance on other nations for commodities and encourage companies to maintain strategic reserves, with China accounting for about $325 billion in imports and exports. It is Germany's most crucial trading partner and a core market for leading German companies like Volkswagen, BASF, and BMW. Nevertheless, many German businesses acknowledge the necessity of addressing their reliance on China for critical raw materials. Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock revealed that government officials have engaged in intensive discussions with companies operating in China to address these concerns. She said it's a good thing that German companies are drawing similar conclusions to the federal government regarding the need for strategic adjustments. Noah Barkin, an analyst with Rhodium Group, pointed out that the most interesting thing about the strategy is it does not cover the Taiwan issue, which he considers one of the most significant security challenges in the coming years. A Chinese national has been taken into custody in Hong Kong after allegedly vandalizing the US Consulate with graffiti. According to the South China Morning Post, Hong Kong law enforcement was alerted to the vandalism early on June 13th. A consulate staff member reportedly caught the man red-handed. Over the black walls of the consulate gate, the suspect sprayed white paint, reading "Hegemony" in English, and double standards, and simplified Chinese. Each word was around 3 meters in length and 1 meter in width. The spray paint was removed shortly afterward. The person reportedly came from China's Shandong province. He is 47 years old and has a two-way permit to enter Hong Kong from mainland China. The man could face up to 10 years behind bars if found guilty of destroying or damaging property. The spray-painted words are commonly seen in anti-US rhetoric, which has become common in mainland China when it continues to clash with Washington on multiple issues, including Taiwan, the South China Sea disputes, human rights, and chip curbs. In a statement about the vandalism, the U.S. State Department said, "The United States champions freedom of expression. While we do not support the destruction of property, we believe that every person has the right to express their views peacefully, including those with which we do not agree." It added that the U.S. stays seriously concerned about the continued erosion of protections for human rights and fundamental freedoms in Hong Kong, including freedom of expression, freedom of association, and peaceful assembly. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense, or MND, on June 12th published the latest version of the Civil Defense Handbook, providing instructions for people dealing with the case of the CCP's military invading Taiwan. Taiwan News cited the handbook, writing that, "When war breaks out, the emergency evacuation kit contains essential supplies that can immediately be carried in a backpack when seeking refuge on short notice to help maintain basic survival needs. The MND recommends that people should prepare a complete kit in peacetime." It also provided a list of detailed items. However, the items can be tailored to suit each person's needs. Some items the handbook recommends people prepare for the kit include a backpack, food, water, things to keep warm, a flashlight, copies of important documents, personal medical supplies, a whistle, phone, radios, knives, can openers, steel cups, steel bowls, etc. The handbook reminds people that writing the kit update time is necessary on the back of the backpack. After 6 months, check to see if the contents inside are damaged, lost, or outdated. In times of war, if people have refuge at home, they may still need help with electricity, water, or food. The handbook suggests that people must prepare a generator, food, and enough water for at least 3 days. You should also prepare a first aid kit in case of injury. In a related development, the messenger cited sources reporting on June 12th that the U.S. plans to evacuate Americans from Taiwan. The handbook and information from the sources show that the U.S. and Taiwan have been very well prepared in case Beijing launches a war to invade the island that the CCP claims as a territory within its land.